is it time to look at some stats? Hold on, where's the start? We have to go to the start of the stats. Okay, I think this is the start here. The start of the stats. We've got, you guys love statistics and numbers? Get hype for some statistics, guys. Get hype! A lot of these have to do with Steam or Twitch and streaming, and then we'll finish off with some statistics that I kind of counted for myself, in terms of building and the hobby. So here's my Steam year in review 2023. 8 games played, 14 sessions, 4 new games, and the number one game is Dungeons and Dragons. I played, comprises 72% of my playing percentage of games. I feel like this was probably a handful of sessions, but primarily playing with Carmi and Eddie on stream. This game, it's an arcade beat 'em up. I love playing it, by the way, but we probably ran through it like 2 to 3 times, and that is actually my number one game on Steam. So I don't actually use Steam all that much. Stardew Valley is second, although the thing about that is I played way more Stardew Valley than Dungeons and Dragons. It's not represented here because I was playing a modded version which launches outside of Steam. So those statistics aren't counted. If it did count, Stardew Valley would handily be like the number one game. Slay the Spire, a fantastic game, and everything else is something that I probably opened up once and really didn't mess around with. Clam Man 2 is just a demo of a comedy-based adventure game. Baldur's Gate 2, a game I love, but I barely played it. I probably, again, just fired it up once. And likewise, my feeling was I didn't play all that much Nintendo Switch. And I haven't been playing too much Nintendo Switch these past few years. Although, that being said, this year kind of turned things around, especially at the start of the year. Again, my brother kindly gifted to me Katamari Damacy, which I loved on the PS2, and I ended up playing it so much on the Switch that I kind of, not only did I fall back in love with Katamari, but I kind of fell back in love with playing on the Switch, and it kind of got my brain in a Switch kind of mindset. Because previously I was playing RPGs and more, what I would say is more big console-like experiences, things like strategy games, Fire Emblem, and Bayonetta 3, which would probably be better played on a television, but I didn't have the Switch, like the basic Switch. I have a Switch Lite, which can only be played in handheld. So it turned out that games like Mario Wonder, Katamari, Super Mario Odyssey, all of those games are just way better to play on a handheld, or a better to play compared to something like Bayonetta, in my estimation. So yeah, played this quite a bit, Mario. And so that was a big year for me, coming back into playing the Switch. This is the PlayStation wrap-up, and I ended up playing the most Street Fighter 6. That's the number one game. 142 hours worth of Street Fighter 6. I got up to gold with 2 characters, and I'm possibly close to getting gold rank on online with a 3rd character. I'm not good at this game, guys. I played it quite a bit, but I am still, damn, 142 hours. I'm still not good. Like getting to gold is like fucking nothing, right? There's platinum. There's like 4 other ranks above that. And so for all that time, it reflects kind of poorly on me in terms of like how far I've gotten. But number 2 is Diablo. Armored Core, which I haven't finished. Yeah. And I even played a bit of Diablo 2. The tutorial, it's practically a tutorial. I'm constantly learning. But I really enjoy playing Street Fighter 6, and I wouldn't mind playing more Street Fighter 6, to be honest. And here are some stats for Twitch. The most used emote was the Glizzy, which was a new one for this year, and then we've got some hot ones from the previous year, including the LOL Mimic and Gunderp. You guys like these emotes. I'm very happy that you all enjoy those emotes, and you can actually look up the data of your emotes used outside of your stream. And sure enough, I've seen that you guys use Gunderp and all of these emotes, not just in my stream, but in other people's streams, which is great. Arch, yeah, it was your most used. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for using those emotes. Yeah, throw them up if you got them. If you got some emotes, throw them up here. Let me throw some up here. And I do have some more emote slots, so as well as animated ones. So yeah, 2024, let's make some more emotes. At the start of the year, let's kind of do some stuff to set us up nicely for the rest of the year, including things like that. 700,060 channel points spent. That seems like a lot. I have no idea if that's a lot or not, but it seems like a lot. You built a community. All kinds of co-op raids started. Some various stats, which, whatever. 61k viewers. These are some various stats. I did post this elsewhere. But yeah, some cool stats. Top 10% for makers and crafting and Stardew, which is kind of funny. 154 streams. You know, I think that's actually less streams than last year. I streamed more last year, apparently. However, the actual length per stream was more this year because I started getting into like not just 3-hour streams, but 4-hour streams, 4.5 hours. I think I did a 5-hour stream once or twice. So yeah, we did more in each individual stream. But yeah, you know, I'd like to do more streams, of course, but we kind of want our pace ourselves. We don't want to overdo it. And here are the here's the statistics that I took myself. I went in and looked at all the models that I had bought this year that I built but not fully finished, and then all my fully finished and completed kits. And here are the stats, hobby stats. New to the backlog, which includes things like the machining Krieger kit that I showed, the DJ from just like Christmas, right? Muv-Luv kits. I got a dinosaur model kit. So I added in total 25 new kits to the backlog. This is in addition to the backlog from the year previous. So that's not the backlog in total. But that's kind of a lot to add and to simply just effectively throw in the closet. Ideally, I would like to... How big is your backlog now? So yeah, I will calculate that at a later date. But bear in mind that a lot of that was on sale. I got a lot of stuff on sale at like a Dig and Dent sale or Swap Meet. And then several kits I received as a prize for winning, right? So that kind of added a lot. And then some were gifts. So that kind of added to it a lot. 25. And again, ideally, I would like to have more kits built and completed than the backlog number. That didn't happen. Incomplete. So when I say incomplete, I'm talking about something that I possibly have built, you know, fully snap built, maybe partially glued together, maybe even primed, but not painted fully, not finished painted. Or it's something that I maybe just partially built, you know, so the Aegis Gundam, which I showed the master grade, that's something that's not finished yet. So that would all count. So that would be things like the Moon Gundam, the VFG Girl, Turn A Gundam. And it doesn't mean necessarily fully painted. It just means that, in my estimation, I'm I'm done with it, and I haven't made that decision. So that's 17 models uh, that I would consider incomplete. Arch, are we building a new closet soon? Yeah, maybe. And then complete again is something that I would put in my display case and consider that finished. Not necessarily fully painted, but more often than not, that would include things like a fully painted kit. And so, for an example of that, would be the Lapita robot, the Choo Choo's Demi Trainer, even something like the capsule machine, which is just snap built, but I considered it finished because it didn't seem like it needed any paint to it. You know, it's just good as it is. And then even terrain, things like the terrain for Warhammer, that totaled up to 13, which is not bad, but last year's number was way better. I think it was like 25 or something. I don't have the number here, but last year's complete was something like 25. And a part of that reason is because I did a lot more Warhammer stuff. I did a lot more miniatures and Warhammer at the start of the year, and then moved on to more Gundam stuff at the end, middle towards the end. And Warhammer being miniatures, it just means that you can do a lot more of them. You know, it's a tiny plastic model, and which isn't to say that you can finish them quickly. It's just relatively speaking compared to something like even an HG model, to say nothing of a master grade model. That's just a whole lot more surface to cover for a model. So I did a lot more, and like I said, I would have liked to have done more, finished more relative to the backlog. It didn't happen. It'll probably never happen, but we want to be mindful of that next year, you know? We want to be more mindful of that next year.